Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Thank you for Pilar, our new ED. You rock. Thank you, Brian and Stacy, for the work you do. I know coming to a fundraiser sometime is a pain, and you got hammered by emails and texts, and I know that everybody here in this room is really 1 or 2 degrees removed from me, and I just want to give you tremendous gratitude to come here and support. And I know you're not just supporting me, I know you're supporting Natural High because Natural High matters. And I want to make a special round of applause for the Natural High team that helped put this event together. Let's give them a hand. And I want to thank my family, and I want to thank my wife for being my support. Thank you, Kathleen. And I know it's expensive to be my friend, and hopefully it'll become a little more expensive in a few minutes. 30 million youth in America right now, teenagers, 30 million, standing at the front of a road. And we want every one of those kids to end that journey to young adulthood. And we want them to end it well. We want them to thrive. And the sad thing is many don't make it through to the end. Drug addiction, overdose, suicide, illness. This is how we lose them. Traffic accidents. If you're a parent of a kid, those are the big 3. And even more alarming, perhaps, is the ones that make it through to young adulthood, broken, addicted, depressed, directionless. They don't have meaningful relationships. They don't have a connection. Research tells us that over 50% of youth in America that reach young adulthood aren't thriving. Think about that, 50%. They're not thriving. And of that group, of that 50%, you see a strong spike in risky behaviors, a strong spike in addiction. In fact, Columbia University released a report a few years back that said that addiction is the #1 health crisis for youth in America. Think about that. It's no wonder that 1 in 3 families deal with addiction. And this is not a story about my family and my dead brothers. I will see them again. That's my belief. This is a story about our kids. And this is a story about our kids' kids. What are we going to do to teach our kids? Natural High exists to help youth find their natural high and develop the skills and courage to do life well. The skills and courage to do life well and to avoid destructive behavior. We're not simply a drug prevention program, we're a doing life well program. Because if you learn how to do life well, your risk of drug use goes down. So how do we help our children? This is a monster problem. How do you help them thrive? Well, if you look at the research, and we've looked at it for 20 years, there's protective factors that we can build around our kids to help them get through to that thriving young adulthood. There's key truths that we have to teach our kids. We're very good at teaching our kids math and English. We're not very good at teaching them key truths. Millions of research has been done. We've studied it. And one of the biggest protective factors you can have for a young person is to turn them on to their natural high. That's one of the single most important protective factors. The research calls it a spark. It's a multi-million-dollar project out of the Search Institute. They call it a spark. I call it a divine spark. Everybody was created with something inside them, a skill or a talent that makes them shine. It could be something you do, like sports, poetry, art. It could be something you believe in, like faith or the environment. Or it can be something you are. I'm a good friend. I'm a good brother. I'm a good son. For me, it's love. My faith in God is love. My faith with my family, my relationship with my family is love. I feel love in this room with my friends. And it's surfing and it's leadership. Those are my natural highs. So we have to help kids find their meaning and their purpose. The second thing we do really well at Natural High is we provide mentors for kids. One of the key protective factors for kids in America is to have a mentor. How do you engage a mentor with a kid? Give a teacher a Natural High curriculum and help that teacher wake up what matters to a kid. What a beautiful way to establish a mentoring relationship. Natural High is a bridge for mentoring relationships. It's hard to relate to a kid when you teach them math, you teach them English. Pretty easy to relate to a kid when you're talking to them about their Natural High. You heard Stacy today? They're mentoring kids through Natural High. We care about you. We see you. How'd you do in that football game, Joey? How's your poetry coming along? Show me that art project. There's other principles that we use, but we believe very strongly at Natural High that stories change lives. Powerful stories change lives. History has been changed by stories. So we take some of the most influential people in the world to these kids, and we interview them, and they talk story. And we short form those stories into 6-minute videos, and we build curriculum around those videos. We build discussion guides in class, and we call it experiential learning for you teachers out there. And we have activities that they can do that drive these truths deeper. And there's 3 other things that we do. 3 other lessons that we teach kids. And we do it in a way that's cool for kids. We're very aware about our brand. We're very aware about social norming. Madison Avenue and Hollywood have known this for years, and we've missed it. Kids are influenced by people they are attracted to and people they like. Think about the people that mattered in your life. Did you like them? Of course you did. Think about the influencers that you've had in your life. So we take these same people. The news distorts it. All the kids hear about the musicians and the athletes and the role models that fall down, because that's what sells. How many good stories are there out there of people making great choices? So we go and find those stories, and we unlock those stories, and we give them to teachers to tell in classrooms, so kids go, you know what? Not every skateboarder is a stoner. Not every surfer does drugs. Because I just heard a video of a guy. It reframes how kids think about their heroes. The 3 other principles we teach are resilience. Very important to teach a kid if he falls down how to stand back up again. When you hear a video of Bethany Hamilton who had a shark take her arm off, she was a surfer and she had to learn to surf again. That is resilience. We teach about belief, positive belief. There's a great New York Times bestseller now called Mindset. Kids get in a fixed mindset and they're stuck. I'm no good at math. I'm overweight and I'm no good at sports. I come from a bad family. I come from a bad town. That is a fixed mindset. It's a huge epidemic. And we teach kids that you can make small changes and improve. We show them stories of athletes and musicians that made small changes and improved. And we take them from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. That's real powerful. And we do it through people that they listen to. And the last thing we do is we teach them how to set goals based on their values. You ever sat down with a kid and asked them what their values are? You ever sat down with your son or your daughter? You ever sat down with them and said, what are your goals and how do they relate to your values? It's really easy to teach a child that the choices he's making take him toward a goal or away from the goal if they have a goal. So we provide this in the curriculum. So how do we get these curated, life-changing stories in a curriculum distributed by thousands of mentors to every kid in the country? We do it by the generosity of people here in this room and the people around the country. We are developing and have developed a curriculum that's easy to use, it's free, it doesn't cost a dime, and it's changing lives all around the country. So my goal, I'm the chief visionary officer, I get to dream big. And if you had told me 20 years ago when I was running around high schools and showing slides of my brothers and talking about how they died, and then showing slides of how I didn't, really, and how I was doing life. And I'd bring a surfer and a model up on stage, and we'd basically do the Natural High program. If you told me we'd be national with 8 million kids and close to 20,000 teachers have taught our program now, I would have thought you're on drugs. But with God's help, we did. And my goal is for every kid in America to know deep down inside what their natural highs are, what their gifts and skills are, to know deep down inside what it means to have values and goals, and to be resilient. No one can take that away from you. Nobody can take that away from you if you have it. So this protective armor that we're building around kids, this fire that we're lighting inside of kids, this is what Natural High does. Plutarch, the famous Greek philosopher, said, "Children are not vessels to be filled, they're fires to be lit." So we're lighting a fire in these kids. And I'm going to close with this. We've won awards. We've had accolades. We've got thousands of emails from kids and teachers. We've seen statistics drop in schools that have used our program. But I'm going to read to you an email, and these are very indicative of the emails we get all the time. And this is why we do it. I am a junior high student, and I wanted to give thanks to you, Natural High. Recently, the drug epidemic at my school really increased. It is continuing to do so. I honestly believe that the only reason I don't fall into that group is because of you guys. That's us. You guys have truly directed my life in the right direction. This is an absolutely amazing, life-changing program. From the beaches of La Jolla to the inner city of Detroit, let's make this happen. God bless you. Raise your paddle. Thank you.